squeaky stool. I made it. 8 o'clock. I was nearly late for my own live, which I suppose is a bit like being late for your own funeral, although in that case you're dead. Whereas this was supposed to be live. Welcome one, welcome all. Hello everybody. You're so good. How do you all turn up on time and are here? Love from Monaco. Hello Monaco. How fabulous of you. And welcome to the Katie's Arms. For anyone who's a Katie, hello. For anyone who's a new joiner, a new joiner. This is the pub. It's an online pub at the moment, but one day obviously it will be the Katie's Arms when I'll be some drunk old hag running it in Puerto Morelos, just down from Cancun. But for now it's online. And I'll have an alarm set so I don't miss you. How cute is that? And so we welcome everybody. It doesn't matter what your views are. It doesn't matter what your background is or what you think. It doesn't matter if you think I'm a complete cow. It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree. The idea is that you come along, you have a drink. Good morning from New Zealand. Good morning to you. You have a drink and you have a laugh at me, with me, because of me, despite me, at yourself. I mean, whatever you choose to do. We work on the principle that there is no sunny Glasgow. Yeah, beast. I love being called you beast. You beast. So what did someone call me the other day? You unit. I love that. Brit shit shed, unit, beast. These are the sorts of names. If anyone starts with any flowery shit, I'm not interested. And the idea is we come along and we just laugh at everything because honestly, we are living, aren't we, in a shit show. Oh, who's that on the wall? I usually take that down. If my mum's here, she's going to kill me. Mum, go and watch Monty Don. My mother doesn't like my language. So A, she shouldn't be watching. B, she texts me later to say she thought it was quite funny, but not the language. But yes, that's my mum with a little crown on. We're pretty similar. We get into trouble. And historically, if there was something I shouldn't do, and I was like asking for advice, which I wasn't really, I was asking for someone to tell me it would be okay, I'd ring my mum, because mum would always go, yeah, go for it. Even if it ended up with me like being detained or locked up or something, and then they would be terribly ashamed. But in the initial phases, it was always my mum that'd be like, yeah, go for it. Anyway, because life is such a shit show, we come here and, oh, that was meant to be beauty. Oh, I thought it was beast. I was happy with the beast. We come here and we laugh together. And that's pretty much it. I know, Monty Don, right? Wouldn't you just? In his garden? All those braces and everything? Oh, please. Give me a sweaty Monty Don and a golden retriever any day of the week. Monty Don definitely gets more attractive either as I get older or as he gets older. I think it's just the braces and the casual slacks. We talk about nothing much in particular. Usually there's some humiliation of myself that I share, and I've got plenty of that this week. Believe me, I was waiting. Such a shit show. Exactly. I haven't even drunk anything. I say that every week. And every week when people watch this back, people are like, oh, she's clearly pissed out of her mind. She's clearly twatted. And I'm not. It's just, this is how I roll. But look, I even had a shower tonight. Thank you very much. And I left my husband getting tea for everybody, which was great. And I had a shower. And when I was in the shower, I thought, this is it. This is me time. And I even, you'd be so proud, I was going to show you, but actually if I do that, there's a risk that you'll see the enormous plunge that I have. I was going to see what I mean, humiliating myself. I even shaved my legs as a little treat to myself. You know what else I did? I got the loofah and I loofah'd my bum. Because, and this is a true story, my husband and I were walking, lovely Mark, we were walking the dogs the other day and I realised, I was wearing running shorts, my bottom at the moment is very, very smooth. And I think that is due to my new loofah. And I am strongly advocating out there, if you've got a spotty bum, get a loofah. It's sort of funny anyway in the shower because the handle's too long for the shower cubicle and it becomes kind of awkward. But my bum now is spot free, and you might not want to know that. You probably have one of those bottoms already, like you see those girls on Saint-Tropez on the yachts with the cheese wire, and they just look like this little cute little bum with no spots on it. And I'm always like, how did they do that? But I think essentially they do that by being cute already. Like, they didn't achieve that. They were born with a bum that looked like that. But my bum is spot free. And in the field where we were walking the dog, I therefore obliged my husband to see. And he didn't actually seem that interested. But I'm really proud of it. So get a loofah. And as it happens, I bought the loofah from the White Company. Oh yeah, because we're so fabulous in the White Company, aren't we? We just think we're better than everyone fucking else because we pay 85 quid for a pillowcase. Yeah. But it was on sale for like not very much, so I bought it. So I own something from the White Company, yeah. So my children, like Isabella and Iolanthe, oh yeah, so yeah, great, I own something. Why is it some shops are like that? And how does these people gravitate to just one shop? Oh yeah, these Jim Jams, yeah, from White Company, yeah, brilliant, yeah. Actually, I really like the White Company duvets and things, but, you know, they're a certain type of person, you'll know. I need a new bum as mine has a massive crack in it. You see, that's why they're Katie's arms. Mark doesn't know what he's missing. I told him that. And I was like, look, feel it. It's really soft. And he was like, Birdie. He's really over me a long time ago. Right. Shall I? I want to interview you for my podcast. Well, thank you. But this kind of is that, isn't it? I mean, really? And it will be about, how do you feel about being a cow? I feel fine about it because I'm not one. How do you feel about being banned from everyone and the most hated woman? I feel fine about it because I'm not one. It's sort of like that. I've just heard Michelle Visage. Loved her in Big Brother. Loved Michelle Visage. But it's a radio show. But you know what? It's not a radio show. And I see what the BBC are doing. They're recording these shows as if they're radio shows, but they're not. They're just a person in a room talking and playing sort of records, LPs, cassettes, in between the talking. Can you hear that crunching also? We do know that that's the piano score, don't we? Look. It's not my hip joints. But it's not a radio show. It's just a person doing a podcast, playing music and talking in between it. And that's cheapy shit radio. And it pisses me off that that's what they're doing. Right, let me tell you some embarrassing... Yeah, Big Brother was great. Michelle was great. We had such a laugh in there. I had the best laugh of all. And then you bastards kept voting. I was voted out by the housemates every single week. Because A, I suppose I was a bit annoying. And B, I think I don't know, I probably smelled quite bad because I only took like 2 outfits. And C, they all knew when I went in that I was hated. And so they worked on the basis if they nominated me, I'd be voted out and they'd get to stay. And then it was so funny because every week, and I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll go. And then every week you bastards would keep me in. And one of those little twats would have to leave. But yeah, Big Brother was a good chance to really do this, which is just be me. And it not be that filtered till the very end. Right, let me tell you some embarrassing things about me this week. Is that my cheap top? Yes, it is. Honestly, I'm sweating like a paedophile at Disneyland. I told you, I think, a story about me at Disneyland. I was security. I had to pull paedophiles out of the Peter Pan maze all the time. But yeah, this is the one that makes me sweat. I have to wash it every day. I should put it in the bin, really, shouldn't I? Or what is it they say now? You have to have fashion that's... What is it? You shouldn't have disposable fashion. Oh, this is fucking... swore, mother. Oh, hold on. Should we take mother down so that she can't hear me swear? Wait one. Mother's coming off the wall. Okay. It's all right. Mother's down. Put Mumsy away so she can't... I put her ears down and then she can't hear me swear. Shh, it's okay, Mum. I'm a Methodist, it's fine. So let me tell you some embarrassing things that happened this week. So, all of my children have been born... I make it sound like I'm one of those mothers of 22 that has a TV programme about how they make things work even though they've got 22 kids. I've got 3 kids. All of them have had weird teeth. So I think genetically I'm not blessed. I think that's obvious. I then think epilepsy meds, maybe dodgy husbands. Also, you know, don't marry someone that looks like Ian Duncan Smith. That's my advice, as you know. But anyway, dodgy genetics. Survival of the fittest, you know, we should never really have made it through. I should never really have made it through, but here I am. Like some ugly, spawning, awful thing that just claws onto life with utter desperation. So inevitably, my children have terrible teeth. Some of the girls had teeth that were like here. One of them was here. Max's teeth, the little one, they're just like Some are missing, some are not there, some are not where they're supposed to be, some I think are someone else's teeth. I joked the other day that probably what will turn up is one of his teeth will turn up in his hip, joined to his identical twin that died in the womb and was never born. And everybody else felt like that was a weird analogy for me to just pull out of my ass. But either which way, you get the gist, you get the background. We have weird teeth. So he goes to the hospital. No, the hospital rings, because we're now at hospital level. We're not dealing with a dentist, because, well, no bastard gets a dentist appointment these days. How many of your children are you waiting for a dentist appointment? I know, no one's doing shit all. They're just basically waiting till the whole of Britain doesn't have any teeth left. And then you won't be able to eat. And then you won't be able to you won't use gas or energy or drive the car because you won't be able to eat, so you'll just die. That took a weird turn. But if the globalists had their way, you get my drift. Make it so that people don't have teeth, then they'll die quicker, blah, blah, blah. So, back to the appointment. Back to story. The hospital rings up and I pick up the phone, which I try never to do because who wants to pick up a house phone? There's always some dreary Deirdre telling me something I don't need to know, or someone telling me I need to do something I don't want to do, or someone informing me something about, So I try and avoid, I defo shag Katie. Men say this. Okay, mother can't see, it's okay. She's face down. Men say this, but they never wonder, would I them? You know, people say, oh, I'd give her one. 4 or 5 pints, I'd do her. And I think, I'm not just like bent over a car bonnet, waiting for you to kind of manifest me with your tiny penis, right? Like I'm not just sort of chained forwards with my enormous vulva, that was vulva, not Volvo, flapping in the breeze, waiting for you to be drunk enough to climb aboard. You know, I have some standards. Admittedly, those have dropped at times. But when people, it's fine that people say they want to shag me. I suppose that's a compliment in some way. But I do kind of want to say, just to make it clear, I'm not waiting. You know what I mean? I'm not by the bus stop waiting for you to go, yeah, go on then, I'll do you. Okay, back to story. Hold on. So, hospital rings, I pick up the phone, never pick up a house phone. Boring bastards. Hospital woman, receptionist, the worst. If you don't want to speak to someone on a house phone, what you definitely don't want to do is speak to anyone from the NHS. Forgive me nurses and doctors and porters and everybody I love. I'm the NHS 100,000. I love you. But you'd never want to speak to an NHS receptionist because they're always a mardy bastard. Because they have something you want and they know it. And so they can talk to you like shit. You know, you go, I've crawled virtually to my doctor's surgery once with half my birth control dangling out my vulva. I got muddled, pulled it out. John Wayne, another story. And once when my head, the hole in my head was dripping, brain fluid. I crawled in there and the receptionist, Mardy Cow's like, so what seems to be the problem? Can you tell me exactly the problem? Oh no, I've got brain fluid dripping out my nose. Please, may I have an appointment? Back to story. The woman, 4 or 5 pints, I'll do her. Thank you. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Don't mind about the herpes. No, all the syphilis. Perfect. So she's on the phone and she goes, this is the hospital dental appointment. We need to fit in your son. And at this point, I'm like, oh, here we go. NHS receptionist. Probably desperate to get away at 4:58 on the dot. I shouldn't say this. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Look, I was one of those and I was lovely, Katie. It was a children's department. That's what I mean. I'm generalising. I know loads of like receptionists that are dead pally and dead nice to me and were really helpful when I had moments of dire need. So she says, so we need to book your son's dentist appointment. This is the longest story. And anyway, the punchline's not even that funny. And I said, okay, great. Well, okay, what day? We got the day. And I was like, okay, she goes, we've got 12:30. This may be mildly racist, my husband says. We've got 12:30, 2:30, 3:30 or 4:30. And I said, well, it has to be Chinese dentist time. Doesn't it? And she said, what time do you want? And I was like, too fat here. And I went, she's still quiet. And I went, you know, 240, 230, 230. Chinese dentist time. And she still just blanked me on the end of the phone. And now I'm really laughing in my kitchen. She's not finding it funny. My husband is like, what are you doing? And I still now, like now, yeah, I've built this up. I have. I told you it was quite a shit ending. But what it is this sheen top is making me sweat worse. It's the sweaty thought of knowing that she's at the end of the phone thinking, what a racist. I knew she was a racist cow. Okay. Second dodgy story. This one's bad. I was being this, right? So it's not men. I'm not going to preface because, frankly, if you're offended, you know, fuck off. But I was driving back to where we live, and there's an idea that where we live is kind of posh, you know, white company, yeah, people here shop in Waitrose, yeah, rah. And it is a bit like that. And when I say where we live, I don't even say we live here, because I don't want people to think, oh yeah, say oh. And anyway, everyone's very nice. I like everybody nearly, apart from one guy who, frankly, can go kill himself. But where we live, yeah, it's kind of posh, yeah. So everyone's, you know, very right on, yeah. But so when it was the Queen's Jubilee, I've got my flag up and I can see my Union flag from here. I changed it to the American flag the other day for Independence Day. I've got my monkeypox flag ready. We'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, if I try and piss people off your fuck. Exactly. I'm not going to preface my funny. Don't find me funny. Piss off. Do something else. I don't even need to. So we drive up the road, yeah. And I said to my daughter, because we're just, you know, I went, oh, who are those ugly people in our road? Because there were some people at the bottom of the road. And, you know, they're just a bit flumpy, you know, chumbawambas, a bit weird looking and a bit, you know, I don't know, I can't quite, let's say, what do we say? We'll say genetically not blessed. Someone just said, I look like a Quality Street coconut sweet. That's the best. Emma, bear in mind it smells of BO and it's too hot. It's a bit snaggy on the boobs, can you see? Even though my tits are small. See, look, what's that there? Emma, if you email, in fact, I owe someone a book still. Emma, if you email me, I will send you this top. You can burn it. I wouldn't if I smell it. I'll wash it, but honestly, I think the polyester, it just holds the pungency. I will send you this for coming up with that. A Quality Street coconut sweet. Anyway, I'm like, oh, why is there ugly people in our road? And it turns out they're Ukrainian refugees. Because there's some right-on people here, because they shop at Waitrose, yeah, and they've got big houses. So they've had, like, Ukrainian people because, you know, yeah, let's get the Ukraine flags up because, like, we all totally buy into the fact that Putin's the bad guy and Ukraine's the good guy and Zelensky's really the leader of the country and, oh, yeah, now his wife's on the front cover of Vogue, yeah. But, oh, shouldn't do that noise. So anyway, it turns out the ugly people at the end of the road were actually Ukrainian refugees that I was slagging off. Given they've just survived a war, I shouldn't really be slagging them off for being ugly, should I? So yes, my earrings, aren't they brilliant? Look, they're from Paris. I know. Cheap as chips, obvs, because it's me. They're from something called Bershka. I don't know. Young people were in there. Lots of svelte black men buying things. And I felt like, ooh, this is... Why do I do that, right? Why do I look at like tall black street guys in Paris buying things and think, ah, oh, that's my shop. I'll fit right in there. I totally did. So I called desperate refugees from Ukraine who've desperately come here to live in this quite posh part of where I live. I called them ugly. And for that, I shall burn in hell. And actually, if I continue to wear this shin top, oh Christ, guys, I am highly flammable right now. My armpits are sweating like a fat bird next to a sail rail. Yeah, so that. And then the other thing, I'd love to send you some earrings. Oh, yes, I meant to say thank you. Someone has done exactly that. Sent me some earrings, and I don't know who they are. You just sent them because you guys are so bloody nice. They've sent them. There's no note in there or anything. So I shall wear them and thank you. And maybe you were giving them as a quiet gift, which I totally love. I leave quiet things around the village for people to help themselves to. I think they know it's me, but anyway. But thank you for sending me, and I will wear them, I promise. Oh, the car. Funny other story. We're trying to sell one of the cars because my husband accidentally bought another one because I don't even want to go into that. Boys' cars. So I advertised it with brilliant signs, what I thought were brilliant signs. And I assumed I'd go about the place, no one gives a shit. I don't give a shit. But it turns out, obviously, lots of people do know my car. It's just a battered up shit old Honda. But obviously, if you're buying it, it's terrific. So I had signs on there, and the signs, I should have brought them in. One of them was more reliable than my first husband. You see, this is why I think I'm hilarious. No one else does. And then another sign on the other window was more useful than teens, as in teenagers. And then my husband said, you're supposed to write, oh, America, I must talk. Yes, people on here want to talk about Ukrainian refugees. I know. So much we could say. We must do that sometime. So anyway, another sign on the car. Lovely Mark said I had to put I had to put full service history. I was like, well, that's boring as shit. So I put GSOH, like they do on the dating apps. Good sense of humour. Does the Honda have a sense of humour? I fucking hope so. Anyway, turns out it's sold twice because of my hilarious signs. Not only that, but someone who wanted to get in touch with me recognised my car with the silly signs and got the phone number, so we're able to call lovely Mark. So it's worked out just perfect. I had a Honda. You cannot beat a Honda. What does Mark say? I've no idea. I don't listen half the time. But you can't beat them. They go like I go. You know, just unstoppable. Doesn't matter what you do to a Honda, keeps on going. No one wants one, a bit like me as well, right? No one wants one in their life, but they just are unstoppable. I love it. Take the sweetie wrapper off. I would. You know I totally would, because I have no shame. And also you get to see my six-pack. And that, honestly, is a thrill you need in your life. But no, I best not. And when I'm off to America, yes, I'm off on the road across America to rally the red. Don't ask me how I get in, because you know it's not conventional. And it involves risks. Plural would be nice. I'm across America September and October. And into November, no doubt, right from west to east coast. And I will be posting those dates. I'll be doing stand-up, sensible stuff, galas, anything that gets out our side to get rid of the dickheads that are in power currently and stick Republicans back in, but mostly just to help remind people that our side is the best side to be on and not to despair. So, but first up, brilliantly, we have Wales. So if you're coming to Llanelli in Wales, I'm going to see you there on the 20th of August. Our venue's sold out. We have got a venue though, don't worry about it. They're even talking about extending to do another day. I don't know if that's confirmed yet. This is really one of Alex's gigs that he's been kind enough to let me jump in on. But I will be there. I will see you in Wales, and also I'll be there to just kind of bloody give Alex a slap on the back. Jesus Christ, I don't even know what is going on in his life, but it's too much. And then 10th of September, so before I go anywhere and try and break back into the States, 10th of September in Blackpool, there's still seats, and I know it's going to be brilliant, and I'm already crafting my what the hell we're going to talk about, but we'll have a lovely time. So if you can, I'd love to come to your pub. If you have a pub, there's a surprise on this actually. So I will come to your pub. I will turn up, as I will prove to you quite soon. I will come to your pub and do a gig. And I will demonstrate that to you shortly, but we'll keep that under wraps for now because, but I will be anywhere. I will be everywhere. I am omnipresent. Commonwealth Games, I'll come to your pub, katie@katiehopkins.co.uk. I don't need anything. I mean, ham, egg and chips. Wouldn't say no. A few pints of Merlot. Wouldn't say no after I speak. Overnight accommodation would be nice. What else could I have? Port scratches. Commonwealth Games, the opening ceremony. I'm just saying. I understand that the approved line is... what? The approved line is it's great. It's such a diverse thing. It's so multicultural. I just love it. July set was amazing, and all the equality was amazing, and it was amazing. Right? Jesus Christ. I mean, look, I love that everyone rocks up. I love the athletes from Tuvalu and places we've never heard of that look real happy to be there. I totally love that. And I totally love people who were in the audience and probably had a lovely time. Didn't mind a bit of the fireworks. Love the Union Jack made up of cars. Bloody... Oh, happy birthday, Leisurely. Is that a gag or is that a name? Don't know. Either way, happy birthday, brilliant. Charleston needs your visit. I know, wouldn't that be great? Anyway, I love that everyone was at the Commonwealth Games and had a lovely time. And I loved the Union flag made out of vehicles, loved it. And I loved Camilla's jumpsuit. The lines on that thing. Ooh, that wasn't from Shin, was it? No, that was tailoring right there. But as for the rest of the Commonwealth Games, this is going to be this might be a little bit too spiky for many of you. So let's have a little drink. Why is everyone such a fat fucker? Where were the sporty people? Why was it kind of a parade of people that looked to me like they've never done sport in their life? And why did it seem more like, if that was Eurovision that I was watching, I was like, yeah, camp it up, glitter sleeves, woo, amazing. Like all the Africans like, yeah, gay sex is allowed in our country, but we are gonna get it on. They're like, check out my penis in this very tight tracksuit, yeah, right? This is too much, maybe, who cares? But I am punting a bet that the Commonwealth Games is just essentially a massive shagtastic shagathon. Mostly, I would suggest gay sex, and in no way am I seeking to slander the LGBTQ, LMNOPQ, RSTUV communities. But I would say that the monkeypox outbreak is not going to be assisted by the Commonwealth Games. And the reason I say that is watching some of the guys, yeah, we're from Uganda, woo, we're about to get it on. My husband says I am not allowed to say anything about Pakistan. So I won't. I did have some things to say. But like Tom bloody Daly, remember all of Tom's life he pretended to be straight so that he could get more media coverage, so that he'd be more liked, so he'd get more sponsorship, and now he's gay and that's marvellous. But was there any need for the white tights and the run with the... No. There's no need to... If it was Eurovision, yes, but it's still the Commonwealth Games. And who are these people just coming in and like... Woo. You know when really Chumbawamba's gone like EasyJet and they wear like pyjamas / tracksuit comfort wear? That's what they all look like, right? Yeah, I'm here for a good shag in Birmingham. And I'm representing Luluvawa. I've never played sport in my fucking life, but we're going to have a brilliant time. That's kind of the vibe I got. Together with, I appreciate that we have a lot of disabled people, and I think athletes that are disabled and compete are awesome. Like, you know, but I just think we need to also have some people that look like, shit me, they look hard as nails. Whew. I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to be running against him or her. I never got that feeling. I feel like I could beat all of them at pretty much any sport they do. No? Can you get a new insult that isn't based on someone's weight? It's immature to say the least. Oh, Katie, is there any chance you could just fuck off? I'll be as immature as I like on my own live. If you want to go and be a grown-up, that's so great. But if you could go and do it somewhere else, a very long way away from me, thanks. So yeah, Commonwealth Games made me laugh for all the wrong reasons. yeah, it was Eurovision meets Commonwealth. And I almost felt like if that's what it was supposed to be, it would have been perfect. But the idea that those dudes are actually athletes, struggling with that. Having said that, I would like to be in the Commonwealth Village. I reckon they're having a right laugh. Right, I have got to go, haven't I? 2030, yes, it's past and I promise not to keep you too long. So that's basically just a small summation of many of the humiliating moments of just a short period of time in my life. But listen, if you've laughed, do you do stand-up comedy because I'm buying a ticket? Well, yes, my love, that's what Blackpool is. That's me doing stand-up on the 10th of September. And I have big news to come for 2023. And but if you can come to Blackpool, come. We'll have the best time. And yes, I do more and more stand-up because as the world turns into Shitsville, there is more of things to laugh about. But most importantly, laughter makes us recognise we're not the mad ones. It's all those other bastards out there. So anyway, love you. Have a lovely weekend. Remember to take time for yourself. You know, shave your legs and spend a little bit longer in the shower. When you sit down for a wee, if you do, or if you squitch like I do, because it's good for your thighs, squitch longer. Shave your legs longer and think about getting a loofah. Especially if it's from the White Company. Yeah, because, you know, it's so fab and really my arse has never been less spotty. And that must be because it's jolly posh. And if jolly posh people don't have spotty arses, then we need to get the loofahs they get. Right. Good. I'm glad we ended on an important note. Have a great weekend. Much love from me. Christ, this top is sweaty. Emma, do send me your address and I'll send you this. And you too can be a frickin' sweaty quality street. And love to everybody and thank you for joining me here at the Katie's Arms.